Good afternoon. At the outset, I would like to thank the Scientific Committee and Dr. Fairoz for this wonderful opportunity. In the next few minutes, I'll be taking you through a very interesting case, in fact, with a very long history of this 22-year-old student who presented to us with acute onset pain, redness, swelling in her left eye, associated with acute diminution of vision. No other significant past history was noted for her, and her primary physician had already started her on oral antibiotics. So ocular examination, when we did the detailed examination, as you can see, there is periorbital fullness in her left eye, and the classic, just as we discussed, rubor, dollar, calor, all are present here. In fact, in the red eye also, there is fullness present. And as you can know, there's S-shaped ptosis also that is seen. There was severe chemosis in the left eye with totally restricted extraocular movements. And in the right eye, there was enlarged tendal lacrimal gland that was seen. This is just an overview of her examination. On fundus examination, in fact, in her left eye, there were choroidal folds seen, which obviously contribute to her diminution of vision. So at this point, the clinical diagnosis made for her was OU dacryoadenitis, severe in her left eye with OS orbital cellulitis. And we kept in mind the two most common etiologies, that is infectious or orbital inflammatory disease. A CT orbit and brain was ordered urgently, and she was asked to continue the oral antibiotics while awaiting the result. The CT scan, as you can see here, showed bilateral enlargement of the lacrimal gland, and lesion in the left eye, in fact, was indenting the globe, as you can see. So at this point, the clinical radiological diagnosis that we had in our hand was OU dacryoadenitis, severe in the left eye. Keeping these differentials in mind, and our working diagnosis was orbital inflammatory disease. In fact, in the 2 days that she was waiting for her investigation, she deteriorated and hence was hospitalized for IV antibiotics, which went on for 7 days. And after 3 days, in fact, she was given the first loading dose of IV methylprednisolone. And on discharge, she was discharged on oral prednisolone, tapering dose. Follow-up, she did well. Her visual acuity is back. But for complete recovery without any functional deficit, we went ahead with 6 pulses of IVMP, 3 weekly, which she received from February to May, with interim oral steroids that was given to her. May, she did well. June, she did really well. But in July, although she was on oral prednisolone, but she was really unhappy because she was not tolerating the oral steroids very well. As you can see, the skin had pigmentation, Cushingoid facies. She had her first recurrence in the left eye. At this point, all immunosuppressants were not started for her. So we went ahead with oral azathioprine 100 milligram in 2 divided doses. Just after 3 weeks after doing well, she had another bout of swelling in her left eye, for which we gave intraorbital steroid injection at this time. In August, she had another severe swelling, and we went ahead with a repeat CT scan. And as you can see, very surprisingly, we noted superior orbital bony erosion, and hence we had tuberculosis, granulomatous disease like Wegener's or malignancy, which was unlikely in the disease. So we had a progressive orbital illness here, which despite corticosteroids and immunosuppressants was not settling down. So we went ahead with an incision biopsy and took the biopsy from superficial deep and the deepest lesions, which showed epithelioid cell granulomas with necrosis and vasculitis. The special stains was negative and malignancy. So we were dealing here with sclerosis, disease with vasculitis and chronic.
Dr. Shokali, can you sum up, please?
Yeah, so we went ahead with a full systemic investigation for her. Everything was ruled out. So here we were dealing with idiopathic sclerosing orbital inflammatory disease, and she received 4 more new cycles of IV methylprednisolone. And India being an endemic country, after a board review, in fact, we went ahead with ATT also for 12 months. And as you can see, she did really well after that. This is 3 months after her treatment with no residual proptosis, no functional deficit. This is 1 year. And we have been following her up for almost 3.5 years now, and she has been doing really well. This is how she presented, and this is how she is now. Thank you so much.